guys, it's Jackie and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting video that I know you guys have been waiting for. So to celebrate Kandee Johnson's collaboration with Too Faced Cosmetics on the IWantKandee collection, I wanted to not only share my review and swatches of everything, but I also wanted to try and transform myself into the one and only Kandee Johnson. If you're an OG follower of mine, then you know back in like 2010, I actually did a video just like this after the first time I met Kandee. So in no way do I think I look like Kandee, but doing these videos are just so much fun to do, and since Kandee is the queen of makeup transformations, I found it fitting to try and transform into her. Keyword try. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. Let's start with swatches of all the products, and I'll share a little review on everything as well, but we'll go more in depth during the actual tutorial part. So there are 8 total products in this collection, which by the way is limited edition, and I do not believe they are doing a restock, so once it's sold out, it's gone forever. So I definitely recommend getting your hands on whatever products you might be interested in as soon as possible. And if you're unable to get your hands on the collection, be sure to enter my 400,000 subscriber giveaway, because I went out and bought the entire collection to give away to you guys along with more goodies, so check that video out if you're interested. Let's start with the IWantKandee eyeshadow palette. The packaging is super adorable and was made to look and feel like a vintage candy box, like a tin candy box, and even the back looks like the description of a bunch of chocolate candies. It's super cute. The shadows have a subtle smell of candy. It's not too overwhelming or too sweet, so it's like just right. There's a mix of cool tones and warm tones and a few pops of color, but for the most part it's all very everyday natural type of colors. Before I even saw the palette, I knew it was going to be something that you can mix with, because if you watch any of Kandee's tutorials, you know she's always mixing several shades to create an eye look, and that's how she designed this palette as well. There are a mix of matte shades and shimmer shades, and the formula feels the same as any other Too Faced Cosmetics palette. They're pigmented and blend easily. The bottom row with the shade Banana Cream Pie and Ice Cream are meant to be your mixing shades. Banana Cream Pie has warm tones to it, so if you want to make an eyeshadow color a little warmer, you mix it in with Banana Cream Pie. And then Ice Cream is more cool tones, so same thing, if you want to make an eyeshadow more cool, mix it with Ice Cream. And then Whipped Cream is this super shimmery white silver shade that's perfect for highlighting the inner corner of the eye or even the tip of the nose. Moving on to Banana Pudding Powder, which is a brightening face powder, and yes, it really does smell like bananas. Again, not a super strong scent, it's subtle. The Banana Pudding Powder is a yellow tone powder with specks of different colors to help color correct. This powder is so soft and buttery, and it definitely helps to blur out any imperfections, and I really do like that. You can use this to set the entire face, but I personally like to use it under the eyes, down the bridge of my nose, and to set my eyeshadow primer. So works super great for that. Next we have the Kandee Glow Luminizer, which is one of my favorites from this collection. It's a cream stick highlighter, which I typically don't like, but this one is so easy to work with, and it has such a delicious candy smell. Oh my gosh, it's so yummy. I'm like drooling right now just thinking about it. This definitely has the strongest candy scent out of all the products, but it's so yummy. It's a cream to powder formula, so it's super easy to work with and blend out. The color is perfect. It's this pinky silver shade, which is my favorite kind of highlight color to use, and I just find it super flattering and looks glamorous but not overdone. The Black Licorice Candy Liner. Now this product was a little weird for me at first. I definitely had to get used to it because it's different than any other eyeliner I've tried. The applicator tip is a spongy stamp-like edge with this unique shape. I don't really know how to explain it, but you can see it here. I think it's perfect if you're not very good at dragging eyeliner across your eye to create a straight line. It's super easy to just stamp on and create a wing. And again, it took me a few tries to get the hang of it, but after a few uses, I actually really like this. Plus, it's smudge proof. However, the only thing is it doesn't dry completely matte. It has sort of this soft sheen to it where the light reflects from it. It's not like super shiny or anything, but it has like this subtle shine, if that makes sense. And this might just be me, but I see a little bit of shimmer in this liner. But nonetheless, if you're not keen on the sheen, you can definitely take the matte black shadow from the palette and set it and create a matte look. Lastly, we have 4 Melted Matte Liquefied Matte Long Wear Lipsticks. This liquid lipstick formula is not new to Too Faced Cosmetics. They already have their line of melted mattes. It's the same comfortable matte formula, and it's mostly kiss-proof and will most likely need touch-ups after eating. However, the shades here are all new to the collection and they're, again, limited edition. So we have Melted Ice Cream, Freshly Baked, Sweet and Sour, and Tropical Punch. So Melted Ice Cream scared me at first, I'm not gonna lie, but after watching Kandee's video, I saw that it's a lip color she created to use on the center of the lips to highlight the lips and make them appear fuller and poutier. After hearing that, it was a complete game changer for me. I now love, love, love this shade, but I definitely wouldn't wear it all over the lips like this because I feel like I look crazy. Next, we have Freshly Baked, which I think is the most popular product in the entire collection. It was one of the first ones to sell out, I believe. It's the perfect rosy nude shade, and I feel like it looks perfect with any eyeshadow look that you create. I'm so obsessed with this color, and you can definitely transition this color into a deeper tone for fall with a darker lip liner. Sweet and Sour is this orangey red shade, and this is the color I was most excited for, and surprisingly I find myself grabbing the other shades rather than this one, and I'm not sure why. This shade is gorgeous and it's flattering on my skin tone, but I find that it applies a little bit streakier than the other shades, and I haven't heard this with any other reviews on the collection, so maybe I just got like a bad batch or something, but nonetheless, I think it's still very beautiful, and I do want to rock this shade more for sure, especially once I color my hair. Wink, wink. That might have just been a clue to my next hair transformation. And lastly, we have the shade Tropical Punch, which is a total Kandee Johnson color. I mean, all of these are, but this one just really screams her name. I see this beautiful fuchsia pink color and I instantly think of Kandee. It's so fun and bright, and I always feel like Kandee Johnson when I wear this shade. So those were all the products, so now let's move on to the makeup tutorial. To begin, I already glued down my eyebrows. I know that sounds crazy, but my brows are naturally very dark and rounded, whereas Kandee's are more arched and lighter than mine. So after the glue is dry, I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and apply that right on top to lighten the color of my brows. And I'm blending that out with a damp beauty blender. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to lightly set that with some powder. With my BH Cosmetics BH Studio Pro Ultimate Brow Palette, I'm going to take this taupe shade right here to fill in and shape my brows to match Kandee's. So I start where my natural brow starts, but then I drag the color a lot higher than my own arch. I even wet my brush with a little bit of water to create almost like this paste with a brow product to intensify the pigmentation of the shade, and I found this really helpful, especially around the arch area that I had to create. Once I create the brow, I'm going to go back in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer to clean up the edges. And the front of her brows are slightly slanted, so I clean them up around the front to create that. But I just want to let you guys know I go back and forth on the brows like all throughout the tutorial. So what you see now will be slightly different than the actual end results, so just keep that in mind. I definitely want to use the concealer to clean up under the arch since some of my natural brow hair is exposed, but nothing a little concealer can't fix. Movie magic time. Moving on to the eyes, I'm priming them with the same concealer to cover up any veins or discoloration on my eyelids. And to set the concealer, I'm using the Banana Pudding powder, which I actually love using to set my eyes before eyeshadow. It works great and leaves a nice soft surface for the eyeshadows to just glide right on top of. Now we can move on to the eyeshadows. I'm going to use a lot of shadows from this palette, so get ready. I'm going to first start off with Cream Puff, which is the perfect nude transition shade. I'm popping that on the outer corner of my crease. For this look, we're going to try and keep the front part of our eye clean of any eyeshadows. I want the front of my eyes to appear bigger, so we're going to keep it bright in the front part and keep the darker shades just on the outside. Mixing Raspberry Cocoa and Taupe Berry together, I'm going to place that on the same area, and this time bring that color up a little higher onto the crease bone. Taking a little bit of pastry, I'm going to blend that onto the outer part of the crease as well. So as you can see, we're just building the emphasis on the outer corner. With a soft, fluffy brush, I'm going to mix Taupe Berry and Licorice Rope and blending that onto the outer half of the eyelid. This color is going a little on the crease, but mainly staying on the outer half of the lid. I'm going to take the shade Ice Cream to highlight my brow bone. And then with Sugared Strawberry and Frosted Pink, I'm going to apply that onto the inner half of my eyelid. These are bright shimmer shades to make the eyes look bigger and brighter. I found that these shimmers apply best with your fingers, so that will also help prevent fallout. Going back to the brow bone, I'm also going to take whipped cream to highlight just under the arch of my brow. Now with an angled brush, I'm going to take the shade Hot Chocolate and apply that onto the lower lash line. With Licorice Rope, I'm going to line my eyes and create a wing. And I'm starting the shadow on the center of my eye and going outwards. Again, we want to keep the inner part of the eye clean of any liner and shadows to create a more bigger and brighter eye look. My eyes are naturally really small and Kandee has big, bright, happy eyes, so that's what I'm trying to mimic here. The black shadow doesn't seem like it's pigmented at first. I thought it was more of a faded black, but it's actually super easy to build this shadow into a super rich, dark black shade. To highlight the inner corner of my eye, I'm taking a mix of sparkling cider and whipped cream on a pencil brush, and I'm just applying that right on the inner corner of my eyes. Time for liner! Again, this is the Kandee liner with a super unique looking tip, and if this is your first time using it, I highly recommend applying your liner with eyeshadow first, like I did here, so that way you can just trace the shadow with a Kandee liner. This is a little hack for all my beginners out there. So I'm going to do something a little weird with the eyeliner in the front part of my eye. In the center of my lash line, I'm making the line a little thicker than usual, and from there, instead of following and tracing the line down onto the inner corner of my eye, we're just going to create this steep drop and make it as angled as possible. This helps to create the illusion that our eyes are more round than almond shaped, which is what I have. And it's hard to really see what I'm doing, but just imagine you're creating this little slide from the center of your eye down to the inner corner. Time for lashes. I'm using Ardell Double Wispies, but I cut these in half so that we could keep the focus on the outer corner. Kandee wears all types of lashes, but I noticed her lashes in the IWantKandee photo shoot. Her lashes were accent lashes that were just focused on the outer corner of her eyes, just like these. Moving on to the face, I'm starting off by priming my skin with Stila One Step Primer. And I'm just going to use my hands to apply that all over my face. And after that, I'm taking my Stila Stay All Day Cover Foundation Stick, which is full coverage, baby. This comes with a little concealer, but I prefer to use my Tarte Shape Tape because nothing beats this one. I'm serious. I'm going to apply this on areas of my face I want to bring forward and highlight, like under my eyes, my nose, my forehead, Cupid's bow, chin, jawline, and above my lips. And I'm going to blend all that out with my Beauty Blender. Once I'm done with that, very lightly, I'm going to set my entire face with the banana pudding powder just to eliminate that shine on my skin. With the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Concealer Palette, I'm going to use the highlight and contour shades to sculpt my face. And beware, I use a shade way too dark to contour with, and I kind of shit my pants when I saw this, but I was already committed, so I just have to keep working with it and blend like my life depended on it. This actually took me quite some time to blend everything out, so let's just pass through this part. We'll just skip ahead. I also did some highlighting as well to help with the blend, but also bring forward the features again. I'm going to use the banana pudding powder on my Beauty Blender to set under my eyes to prevent any creasing and to also help brighten up the face as well. For blush, I'm mixing BH Cosmetics Floral Blush with Tarte's Amazonian Clay Blush, and I'm applying that onto the cheeks and blending back towards my hairline. Time for highlight! Yay! I'm using the Kandee Glow Luminizer, which is probably my favorite product out of this entire collection, and I'm sweeping that onto my cheekbones, nose, and Cupid's bow. You can use your finger to blend it out, but I am just going to take one of my Luxie brushes to blend out the edges so that it blends nicely into the skin. With the same color I used to fill in my brows, I'm using that to contour my nose a little bit more. My nose is very flat and wide compared to Kandee's. She has a very skinny, tall nose, and so I really wanted to create the illusion of a taller nose bridge, so I'm creating shadow right under my brows and down towards my nose, and just be sure to blend everything out. And I'm also going to highlight the tip of my nose as well as the center of the bridge with a little bit of the whipped cream shadow from the eyeshadow palette. Finally, moving on to the lips, I'm going to first line them with NYX Fuchsia Lip Liner, and I'm exaggerating the lip line by a lot because, well, bird lips. Once I create the shape, I'm going to fill them in with the Tropical Punch Melted Matte. Isn't this color just so gorgeous? I'm in love. I'm so in love. I'm also going to take a little bit of melted ice cream and apply that onto the center of the lips for that pop of highlight to make the lips look nice and full. And ta-da! That's it for my Kandee Johnson transformation. The only thing missing now is the pink hair. I didn't have a wig that matched, so we'll just rely on good old Pick Monkey for these awesome pink hair photos. I'm not sure I totally nailed this look, but I tried my very best and I had so much fun with it. Plus, I got a lot of awesome selfies with this look too. Follow me on Instagram to see more. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you tried out the IWantKandee collection, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to enter for a chance to win the entire collection and more, be sure to enter my 400,000 subscriber giveaway. I will leave that linked in the cards. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.